The Young and the Restless spoilers. Thurdays full episodes May 6, 2025. The drama unfolds, secrets, confessions, and unexpected alliances. The drama within the Newman and Abbott families continues to escalate, with tensions running high and emotions running deep. In the latest YNR developments, Sharon, Diane, Claire, and Adam find themselves entangled in a web of revelations, apologies, and new alliances. Here's a closer look at the unfolding drama. Tessa Porter's intense interrogation of Sharon Newman. Tessa Porter, ever the fierce investigator, is about to confront Sharon Newman, with the purpose of extracting some uncomfortable truths. Sharon has been through a lot recently, juggling family struggles and personal issues. But now, Tessa is focused on finding out the deeper, hidden details, whether Sharon likes it or not. Tessa's probing will undoubtedly create a tense atmosphere as she asks Sharon the tough questions, possibly about her past actions, relationships, or anything that could hint at a hidden agenda. Sharon has always been good at keeping her secrets, but Tessa's sharp intuition might just uncover something Sharon would rather keep buried. The interrogation promises to be a pivotal moment, setting the stage for further revelations and consequences. Diane Jenkins' emotional breakdown with Jack Abbott. In an emotional moment of vulnerability, Diane Jenkins will find herself breaking down in front of Jack Abbott. She's clearly struggling with the overwhelming weight of her situation, particularly in regard to Billy Abbott. Diane has always carried a complicated history with Billy, and now, as the tensions rise, she's faced with his disapproval of her actions. Through tears, Diane confesses to Jack that Billy believes she has erased her past with his father from their home. The emotional toll is evident on her face as she questions if Billy's issue is truly with the house, or with her. Diane's pain is palpable, and Jack's heartache for her is clear. As a husband, Jack feels compelled to comfort his wife and help her find a resolution, but it's clear that this is no simple matter. Jack responds with a comforting plea. Give Billy a chance to adjust, showing his unwavering support for Diane. But whether Billy will be able to forgive her and come to terms with the past remains to be seen. The strained family dynamics are only just beginning to unfold. A special breakfast, Jack's apology to Diane. In a tender moment, Jack will attempt to reassure Diane with a special gesture, a breakfast prepared just for her. The gesture, though simple, holds deep emotional weight. As Jack sets the table and shares his thoughts, he expresses regret for having ever doubted Diane. Look at this place, Jack will say with a smile, a quiet admittance that he's beginning to see Diane's worth and the life they've built together. But Diane, still hurt by Billy's harsh words, will not be so easily swayed. Billy doesn't like this place, Diane responds, her voice thick with emotion. He doesn't even live here. Jack's response, however, will reveal his deep commitment to Diane and their family. We'll work through this, he reassures her. But Diane's tears only deepen as she shares her doubts. Billy says I erased his father's history from this house, she says, the sorrow in her voice palpable. I wonder if it's not the house he has a problem with, but me. Jack's heart aches for Diane, knowing how much she wants to heal her relationship with Billy. He urges her to give Billy time and space to adjust, hoping that with time, the rift between mother and son can be repaired. But will Billy ever truly accept Diane, or will the history between them be too difficult to overcome? Adam's shocking news, Victor Newman's health decline. In a dramatic twist, Adam Newman reveals shocking news to the family. Victor, the patriarch of the Newman dynasty, is showing signs of memory loss. Adam, ever the sharp observer, is concerned by the news and will discuss the potential consequences of his father's health with the family. The implications of Victor's decline are far-reaching. As a controlling force in the Newman family and the head of Newman Enterprises, Victor's deteriorating health could lead to significant shifts in the family dynamic. Adam's role in the family is already complicated, but with Victor's health in jeopardy, Adam could be forced to navigate new challenges, both professionally and personally. Claire Newman's unexpected meeting with Adam Newman. As tensions rise, Claire Newman and Adam find themselves face-to-face at the GCAC restaurant. Adam, ever the strategist, is quick to seize the opportunity to discuss business matters with Claire. He knows that Victor disapproves of their relationship, which adds a layer of complexity to the conversation. Adam will ask Claire if she hopes to gain his support, sensing an opportunity to strengthen their position in the family dynamic. Claire's response is calculated, yes and no, she'll say, hinting that she has mixed feelings about involving Adam in her business dealings. However, Claire has something on her mind. She wants to purchase Adam's apartment. As a savvy businesswoman, Claire is not one to waste time, and she makes it clear that she's interested in securing the property. This seemingly small conversation could have significant repercussions, as Adam and Claire's relationship, complicated by family tensions, continues to evolve. The stage is set, the battle for control and family loyalties as the characters navigate the twists and turns of their complicated relationships. WNR continues to build toward explosive moments. With Victor's health declining, Adam's ambitions growing, and the unresolved tensions between Sharon and Nick, the stage is set for even more drama. Diane's emotional struggles with Billy, Kyle's internal conflict over Harrison, and Claire's strategic moves add layers of complexity to the unfolding storylines. One thing is certain, the Newman and Abbott families are on the brink of major changes. As the characters confront their pasts, face their fears, and make bold decisions, the drama promises to intensify, leading to shocking revelations, difficult choices, and unexpected alliances. Who will come out on top, and who will be left behind as the families fight for power, love, and loyalty? This version highlights the emotional stakes of each character's storyline, exploring the complexity of their relationships and the battles they are facing. From Diane's heartfelt moments with Jack to Claire's growing influence, the narrative is filled with intrigue and tension. Let me know if you'd like further adjustments or additional details. The unraveling truth, family plans, secrets, and emotional tensions. The plot thickens as family secrets continue to surface and new dynamics are revealed. From Claire and Kyle's strategic plans to Tessa's confrontation with Sharon, this episode brings intense emotional moments and revelations that will leave viewers on the edge of their seats. Here's a closer look at the complex relationships and hidden agendas that are shaping the storyline. Adam's offer, a business deal with Claire and Kyle. Adam Newman, ever the businessman, is unwilling to let a good opportunity slip by. He knows that his father, Victor, will not be happy with his dealings, but Adam isn't one to back down easily. I know my father will lose his mind, Adam says, acknowledging the inevitable fallout from his decision. He's caught between his own ambitions and the weight of family loyalty, but despite this, he's still willing to entertain Kyle and Claire's interest in purchasing his apartment. Adam offers to show them the place, inviting them to take a closer look at the property, though the tension between them is palpable. As they walk through the apartment, Kyle and Claire are clearly evaluating not only the space but also the dynamics at play. Adam's offer might seem like a simple transaction, but for him, it's a calculated move in the ongoing chess game with his family. The Abbott estate. Kyle and Claire share their plans later. At the Abbott estate, Kyle and Claire sit down with Diane and Jack to share their plans. The conversation quickly turns to the future, as Kyle and Claire express their intention to move forward with their plans for the apartment, while also hinting at a bigger move. The air is thick with tension as they discuss the next steps in their relationship and what the future holds for their living arrangements. Jack and Kyle exchange a few words about business, and as they head off to work, Diane pulls Claire aside. There's an underlying concern in Diane's voice as she asks Claire if she has any reservations about moving in with Kyle. Diane knows the gravity of the decision, and her maternal instincts kick in as she questions her niece's readiness. Do you have doubts about moving in with Kyle? Diane asks, her eyes searching Claire's face for any signs of hesitation. Claire pauses for a moment, considering her response. I love Kyle, Claire says, her voice soft but certain. But I need to talk to Victor first. Diane's expression becomes serious as she warns Claire, don't act on this unless you're truly ready. Diane's advice is a reminder that jumping into something as significant as living with Kyle could stir up far more than just logistical concerns. There are emotions at play, and the consequences of moving forward may be more complicated than Claire realizes. Tessa's confrontation with Sharon, a mother's struggles. Meanwhile, Tessa Porter has her own emotional confrontation brewing, and this time, it's with her mother-in-law, Sharon Newman. Tessa has noticed Sharon's increasingly distant behavior, and she can no longer ignore it. In a candid conversation at Society, Tessa approaches Sharon and bluntly asks, "Why are you avoiding me?" Sharon initially denies it, but Tessa, ever perceptive, presses on. "Of course, you're not avoiding me, but your daughter certainly is," she says, frustration tinged in her voice. Tessa's concern is not just about Sharon's behavior, but also about Mariah's sudden distance. "I love Mariah, and loving her means understanding her. She's been avoiding me," Tessa confesses, hurt by the sudden coldness. Tessa is left wondering if she's done something wrong, something to cause Mariah to withdraw. Sharon reassures her, "Tessa, you haven't done anything wrong." But the tension is far from over, as Sharon reveals that Mariah is still haunted by Ian Ward, her traumatic past with him lingering in her mind. "Either I'm responsible for this, or something happened during Mariah's business trip," Tessa says, her voice filled with concern. Tessa's worry is palpable, and she wonders if there's more to Mariah's withdrawal than just the past. There's a deep unease that something is being hidden, and she's afraid that it's something much worse than she can imagine. Daniel Romalotti, offering support, but secrets remain later. As Tessa takes a moment to clear her mind, she runs into Daniel Romalotti, who is practicing guitar at a nearby park. He immediately notices the strain on Tessa's face. "You look like something's weighing on you," he says, his tone full of concern. Tessa, always someone who prefers to shoulder burdens alone, hesitates but eventually opens up to Daniel. "Mariah's hiding something from me," Tessa admits, the weight of her words sinking in. "I'm afraid it's something bad." Tessa's voice cracks as she reveals the depth of her fear. She doesn't know what Mariah is hiding, but she can sense the distance growing between them, and the worry in her heart won't go away. Daniel, offering a shoulder to lean on, reassures Tessa. "You can rely on me," he says, his voice steady and comforting. Tessa looks at him gratefully but remains consumed by the uncertainty surrounding Mariah. The question of what's truly happening between her and Mariah, and whether their relationship will survive the revelations yet to come, looms large. The complexities of love, family, and secrets. As YNR continues to delve into the complexities of love, loyalty, and secrets, the intricate web of relationships becomes more tangled. Kyle and Claire's budding romance, Sharon's past haunting her present, Tessa's growing concern for Mariah, and the emotional turmoil within the Abbott and Newman families all contribute to the drama that is unfolding. For Kyle and Claire, the future holds a mixture of hope and uncertainty as they navigate their relationship and their decision to move forward with their plans. Jack and Diane's relationship faces its own challenges, especially as they grapple with Billy's disapproval and the tension surrounding their home. Meanwhile, Tessa and Sharon are caught in a complicated dance of love and worry, each woman unsure of the other's motives and desires. As each character faces their own struggles, the question remains, will these relationships survive the test of time, or will the secrets they carry be too much to bear? With so many unresolved issues and emotions bubbling to the surface, YNR is setting the stage for even more dramatic moments to come. This expanded version weaves the various storylines together, exploring the emotional complexity of the characters' relationships and the tension that is building between them. From the intense moments between Tessa and Sharon to the developing plans of Kyle and Claire, the drama and intrigue continue to rise. Let me know if you'd like to add or adjust anything further. The light-hearted banter and hidden tensions, family secrets and surprises at Crimson Lights. The conversation was light, but with every word spoken, the undercurrent of deeper family dynamics continued to unfold. Victoria sat at a corner table, sipping her coffee, and glanced up at Nick, who had just finished talking about their family's recent trip to London. But beneath the surface of their casual conversation, emotions were simmering, and surprising revelations were about to take shape. Victoria's concern, Cole's health and the London trip. Victoria, ever the protective figure, couldn't shake her worry about Cole's condition. She sighed deeply before mentioning it, her tone softer than usual. "Cole's in the hospital, isolated," she said, glancing at her brother with a touch of concern. "We haven't received the results of his tests yet, but we're hoping he'll be okay." Nick nodded, clearly concerned about the situation. "I hope so, Vic. It's tough seeing someone you care about go through something like that." Victoria appreciated Nick's empathy, but her mind couldn't stay focused on Cole for long. The mention of the hospital had led her mind back to the trip they had all taken to London, an event that seemed to have reignited old emotions in Nick. As if on cue, Nick started to share his thoughts about Sharon. "You know, Sharon was amazing in London. After everything that's happened to her, she really seemed to heal there. She's stronger than I think anyone realizes," he said, his tone filled with admiration. Victoria raised an eyebrow, not quite convinced by the casualness of his words. "I bet she was. But I know what this really means, Nick. You two are going to get back together, aren't you?" Nick hesitated for a moment before responding, his eyes meeting his sister's. "All I'm saying, Vic, is that I'm impressed by how strong she's been through everything. It's not just about what happened between us, but how she's grown. I respect that." But Victoria was persistent. "Yeah, sure. But let's be real here, Nick, how many times have you two accidentally touched hands? How many times did you share that same umbrella when it rained?" Nick shifted uncomfortably in his seat, clearly not expecting to be caught in the act of his own emotional vulnerability. "I didn't want to bring it up like this," he said, his voice lowering a bit. "But, Vic, we didn't just fall back into old habits. Sharon and we got married again." Victoria's jaw dropped. She couldn't believe what she was hearing. "You got married again," she exclaimed, her eyes wide in shock. She couldn't imagine her brother doing something so spontaneous. Or so serious. "Faith was the maid of honor, and Noah was the best man?" she asked, her voice rising with disbelief. Nick nodded, a faint smile playing on his lips as he watched his sister process the information. "Yep. Faith was our maid of honor. Noah stood by me. It was a real family affair, Vic." Victoria shook her head, her mind spinning. "Mom and Dad are going to lose it," she said, stunned by the revelation. She couldn't believe that after everything that had happened, Nick had actually gone through with it. Nick grinned, clearly enjoying the reaction he was getting from his sister. "We got married at Buckingham Palace. Prince Charles even made us fish and chips after the ceremony." Victoria's eyes widened even more. Her lips parted as she processed everything he had just said. "Wait, are you serious?" she asked, looking at him like he might be joking. Nick chuckled, unable to keep up the act any longer. "Of course not," he said with a grin, revealing the prank he had played on her. "You should have seen your face, though." Victoria stared at him in mock horror, and then, unable to help herself, she broke into a laugh. "I hate how much I fall for your ridiculous jokes," she said, shaking her head. "But honestly, Nick, you can't just tease me about something like that. I was seriously worried for a second there." Nick's smile softened, and he reached across the table, ruffling her hair affectionately. "You know I can't resist, Vic. But hey, what can I say? Sharon and I are working through things. It's complicated." Sharon's subtle worries, a mother's instincts. Just as Victoria was about to leave, Sharon walked in, catching sight of the siblings at the table. She smiled warmly, greeting them both. "Hey, you two," she said, taking a seat next to Nick. Victoria, sensing the moment might be a bit more private for Sharon and Nick, decided to excuse herself. "I'll leave you two to it. Enjoy the chat," she said with a wink before walking away. As soon as Victoria left, Sharon turned to Nick with a more serious expression. "Do you have a moment to talk?" she asked softly, her tone tinged with concern. Nick, sensing the shift in her mood, nodded. "Of course, Sharon. What's on your mind? Sharon's gaze dropped briefly, her worry evident. Mariah's been acting distant lately. I'm not sure why, but I think something happened while she was on that business trip. She's been avoiding me, and it's eating me up inside. Nick's brow furrowed. What do you think happened? Sharon sighed deeply, her hands clasping in front of her as if searching for the right words. I'm not sure. But there's something in Mariah's eyes when she looks at me, guilt. I'm worried that something happened during her trip, something she hasn't told me. Nick's expression softened, and he reached out to gently touch her arm. Do you think it's something she's hiding from you? Sharon nodded, the weight of the concern heavy in her voice. I think so. She's always been so open with me. This sudden distance, it's not like her. I just want to help her, Nick. Nick took a deep breath, processing what Sharon had said. I'm sure whatever it is, Mariah will come around and talk to you when she's ready. Don't give up on her. Sharon shook her head slightly, as though she had already resigned herself to the possibility that Mariah might never open up. I'm not sure if I can just wait, Nick. I need to understand what's going on with her. Tessa's growing concern, secrets and lies.